Hello, everybody. This is Bill McCann from Dancing Dots, and this is another in our occasional continuing series called Don't Stop the Music. We make these to help you through specific things in Lime, specific how-to. And today's how-to is how to enter essentially different musical voices and have them merge onto one staff so it appears as two voices on one staff. That's for the print. And of course, in the Braille music, it will appear on the same Braille line using what you Braille music readers know as the in accord, IN-ACCORD, in accord sign, dots 1, 2, 6, 3, 4, 5. Don't worry if you don't know what that means. If you're a sighted person, you can see the print. And if you're a blind person, I'll be able to describe the Braille to you. So here we go. I'm going to enter a hymn tune, Praise to the Lord, and I'm going to just enter the soprano and alto. I could go on and add tenor and bass, but I just want to show you the concept here. So we're going to start in Lime, our music notation editor.
Lime. Empty document.
I'm going to go to File, New.
File menu. New dot dot. Any. Create a new piece. Specify number of measures and length of each measure as
Okay.
Number of measures edit 16. 2, 1.
I'm going to change it to 21 measures.
Time signature number of beats per measure 3.
3 beats per measure.
Time signature beat value indicator edit.
With Alt P for
Alt P.
part.
Name for first part in piece : edit.
I'm going to call it no.
P.
I'm going to call it soprano.
F. P. O. Name for first part in piece : edit soprano.
I'm going to tab once.
Single staff for first part radio button.
Yeah, we'll make it a single staff.
Title for piece : edit. P.
Praise to the
L.
Lord.
D. Title for piece : edit. Praise to the Lord. OK button. Enter. New piece : 3, soprano, bar 1 beat 1, treble clef, no sharps or flats, C major, 3/4 time. Half.
Okay, you're gonna press Control K.
K. Key for bar 1, quote soprano quote colon. Number of sharps or flats, 1. Sharps radio button check.
Type the 1, I hit tab, and I'm gonna press Alt F to get flat.
Alt F. Flats radio button check, F major radio.
And I tabbed again, and I'm in F major, which is where I want to be. Okay, I'm going to enter the soprano part quickly. Control N for note entry.
Note entry mode, half dotted.
If you're sighted and you're not using a screen reader, I'm blind and I'm using a screen reader, but if you're sighted, these keystrokes will still work for you, or you may want to use your good old mouse. Okay, so we're set up in note entry mode. I type 3 on the numbers row above the letter E.
Quarter.
To set me up for a quarter.
Note entry mode, quarter.
So I'm telling Lime, when I type a key or keys, the duration will be quarter. I'm typing on the PC keyboard, and the home row is like the white keys, and certain keys above the home row on that row are the black keys. But anyway, here we go. Quarter.
Beat 2.
No, that's the wrong octave.
Beat 1.
I'm going to raise this.
Shift octave up to 4.
I have a nice vibraphone sound here, but you can use the piano sound or whatever sound you like. Here we go.
Bar 1 beat 1. Beat, bar, quarter dotted.
Type that 3 again to get dotted quarter.
Note entry, 8th.
4 for 8th.
Note entry mode, 8th.
Back
quarter.
to 3 for the quarter.
Note entry mode, quarter. Bar 3 beat 1. Beat 2, beat 3, bar, beat 2, beat 3, bar 5 beat 1. Treble clef, half. Half dotted.
Dotted half.
Note entry mode, half dotted.
Bar
6 beat
half
1.
dotted.
Bar 7 beat 1.
All right, the next phrase is identical.
Quarter. Note beat 3. Bar 8 beat quarter dotted. Note entry 8th. Note entry mode, quarter. Note entry beat bar beat bar 11 beat 1. Half dotted. Note entry mode, half dotted. Bar 13 beat 1. Treble clef, 1 flat. F major, quarter. Note, beat, bar 14, half dot, note entry mode, quarter. Note, beat 3, bars, beat, last note on page.
So last note on page, I have to hit the tab key to get me to the top of the next print page.
Bar 17 beat 1, treble clef, 1 flat.
And if you're blind like me, you may not realize this, but I know that every time I type this, the print music's coming up on the screen. And the Braille music comes up on your Braille display, and we can all hear it. It's what we call a multimedia score, interactive score. Anyway, Let's go back to dotted
half dotted,
half dotted.
note entry mode, quarter, note, beat, bar 20 beat, half dot, note entry mode, half dotted, last note in piece,
Okay, so that's it for the soprano. I'm going to go back to the beginning.
and note entry mode, bar 1 beat 1,
There's a shortcut, Control Shift left bracket to get you back to the top, or you can press Control G and do go to bar. All right, now I'm going to add a new part in Lime, and I do that under the
Voice menu.
Parts and Voices.
At this point in the piece, in bar 1,
I'm going to press Alt N for new.
Enter text and choose from list dialog. Create new part combo box. Single staff, create new part edit.
I press Tab to get to the edit field. I'm going to call this
O.
Alto.
Create new part edit alto. Enter parts. Parts and voices dialog. Staves. Alt plus period. List box. Staff 2 alto. 2.
Okay, so I'm going to press Alt period.
Alt period.
Focus on that.
Staff 1 soprano.
So I'm in a list of the staves now. I'm still in the parts and voices dialogues, and it's telling me on staff 1 you have soprano.
Staff 2 alto.
Staff 2 you have
202.
alto. I'm going to hit enter to close that and go back to the Lime main window.
Enter. Colon new piece colon 3 star page 1 of 2 semicolon soprano.
Okay, I typed V to find out where I am for the name of the part and voice. I'm still focused on soprano, so I'm going to arrow down to alto.
Alto, treble clef.
Hit the down arrow key. All right, now I'm ready to enter the alto part.
Note entry mode, half dotted.
I press Control N. Now I type 3 to get back to the quarter.
Quarter.
And here we go.
Note entry, beat 3. Bar 2 beat 1. Quarter dotted. Note entry, eighth. Note entry mode, eighth. Quarter. Note entry mode, quarter. Bar 3 beat 1. Shift octave down to 3, middle.
I hit the left bracket key to go down an octave so that all the home row just shifted down to the white keys an octave below middle C. Because I need this third octave B flat.
Beat 3. Bar 4 beat 1. Beat 2. Beat 3. Bar 5 beat 1. Treble clef. 1 flat. F major.
I need a slur here.
Slur. No. Beat. No slur. Note entry mode. Quarter. Bar 6 beat 1. Half. Half dotted. Note entry mode. Half dotted.
All right, now, since that phrase is identical, I'm going to go back to bar 1.
And note entry mode. Bar 1 beat 1. Bar 1 beat 1.
And I'm going to copy and paste just those 6 bars from
Edit.
the alto part.
Go.
I go into the edit menu and I type the shortcut M as in measure, and it brings me to copy measures.
Copy how many measures? 6.
I type 6.
Copy measures from selected voice only rate.
Just the selected voice. That's good.
Enter. Colon new piece colon.
I'm going to press Control G for go to.
Go. Go to bar number.
I'm going to type 7.
7. Bar 7 beat 1 half dotted rest combined.
Now I'm going to press Control V because that material should be on the clipboard, and I can paste it now with Control V.
Bar 7 beat 1 C4. C4 beat 3 C.
There it is.
Beat 2 beat 3. Bar 12 beat. Bar 13 beat 1. Treble
Okay,
clef.
and now the final phrase.
Note entry mode. Quarter. Note beat 3. Bar 14 beat 1. Half. Half dot. Note entry mode. Half dot. Quarter. Note beat 3. Bar 16 beat 1. Beat 2. Eighth. Slur. Note entry. Note entry mode. Eighth. Beat 3. Quarter. Note entry mode. Quarter.
At the end of the page, so I'm going to hit Tab.
Last note on page.
Yeah.
Alto.
Okay.
Bar 17 beat 1. Treble clef. Half. Half dotted. Note entry mode. Quarter.
Now we're going to shift the octave.
Shift octave down to 3. Middle C. Note entry mode. Quarter. Beat 3. Bar 19 beat 1. Beat 2. Beat 3. Bar 20 beat 1.
Another slur.
Slur. Half. Note entry mode. Half. Slur. Eighth. Note entry mode. No slur. Note entry mode. 8. Half. Half dotted. Note entry mode. Half dotted.
Great. We're going to go back to the beginning with Control Shift left bracket.
And note entry mode. Bar 1 beat 1.
I'm going to press Control H
B.
for here. I'm going to hit enter.
And playback.
Here's the best part. Okay, those of you who can see the screen, you'll see there are two separate parts. So, and those of you who use speech like me, let's just test that out.
Bar 1 beat 1.
So
Alto. Soprano.
I'm in the soprano part.
Soprano.
I'm going to type the letter C for clef, which gives me a report about the staves as well.
Treble clef. Staff 1 system 1 page 1.
So I'm on staff 1, system 1. That's fine. Let's arrow down.
Alto. Trep.
And let's press C here on the alto part.
Treble clef. Staff 2 system 1 page 1.
Oh, I'm on staff 2. Okay, so there are two separate staves. In other words, each system has two staves. So what we're going to do, though,
Soprano.
to make these appear on the same staff, we're going to do something in Lime called together. And we're going to focus on the top stave, or staff, sorry,
Soprano.
which is soprano. And I'm going to go to
Voice menu.
voice menu, parts and voices, which is Alt V for voice, V by itself just for parts and voices. Okay, and I'm going to press Alt T for together.
Alt T. Staff 1 soprano. Alto. Alt period.
And now when I press Alt period to get focused on that list of parts,
Staff 1 soprano. Alto.
it says
one
on
of one.
staff 1 you have soprano and alto. That's exactly what I want.
Cancel but apply button.
Great.
OK button.
Okay then.
Enter. Colon new piece colon 3 page 1 of.
Now those of you who can see it should see it there. But I'll do the C test.
Treble clef. Staff 1 system 1 page 1. Soprano.
Okay, now I'm on the soprano part. You heard where it is. I'm going to arrow down to alto.
Alto. Treble clef. 1 flat. F. Treble clef. Staff 1 system 1 page 1.
It's also on staff 1. That's great. I'm going to go down to the very last stave or a system with Control Shift right bracket.
Bar 21 beat 1 I3. Half
Just
dotted.
make sure everything's good on all throughout. So the last measure.
Bar 21 beat 1. Treble clef. Staff 1 system 1 page 2. Alto.
So that's great. The alto is still on staff 1 where I want it.
Soprano.
Okay, so now one of the payoffs of
Bar
doing
1
it
beat
this
1.
way is that you can go into the good old hear dialog, Control H. I'm going to hit enter and you'll hear both parts.
And playback.
But what if I want to focus just on the alto part, because that's what I'm going to sing
Bar 1 beat.
or play on an instrument like a flute or whatever, a trumpet in my case. So I'm going to go to Control H here.
Here specified
And
part.
I'm not going to take the defaults. I'm going to tab once.
Here these parts colon multi-select list box. Alto.
I'm in a list of parts I can hear, and it's focused on the last one in the list for whatever reason. So I'm going to leave that one checked. They're checked by default.
Soprano.
I hit up arrow and it says soprano. I'm going to hit the space bar.
Space. Not selected soprano.
So now the soprano is not selected. So when I hit enter, I should only hear the alto part. There it is.
Colon new.
I hit escape to stop that playback. Now I'm going to launch Goodfield. Now, those of you who can see the screen should be able to see a Braille window, but whether you can or not, I'm going to bring Goodfield to the foreground. The Braille window is there because Goodfield is integrated with Lime, our notation software, and but it's in the background. We're going to bring it to the foreground by clicking on Lime's file menu.
File menu.
And I'm going to up arrow a couple times.
Quit launch. Launch in menu. Launch Goodfield.
Launch Goodfield.
Enter. colon new piece colon 3 star
Hit
page
enter.
102 semicolon soprano.
And Lime just said, hey, Goodfield, here's a piece for you. And in a second or two,
Goodfield intermediate dialogue.
There it is.
Tab
Okay,
report.
it puts us in an intermediary dialogue, has a couple things to tell us.
Note colon, no initial tempo / metronome marking.
That's just kind of a reminder. There is none in this case, so that's all right.
Warning colon, no double bar at end. Goodfield will add one.
Goodfield can add one for us. I should probably put one in. But anyway, I'm going to press Alt P for process.
Alt P. Braille destination. Braille editor button.
At this point, I can send it to my embosser, or I can hit enter.
Enter. 3.gf-brl view. Edit. Praise to the Lord number 8.
There it is. And this is the way it will be when we send it to the embosser, or if we save it as a BRF file that we can send to our friends or whatever.
Blank.
Okay.
Soprano.
So
blank.
There's soprano.
Less number C4. Number a quote right bracket number right bracket. Less number
soprano.
Blank.
I guess that's okay.
Less number C4. Space. Number a quote right bracket. Oh, number A. Space.
So now this doesn't make any sense as far as speech goes, but
Quote.
there's the music. And
Number.
for those of you who read Braille with your eyes,
Space.
you can see here in bar 5,
Quote. R. Apostrophe.
there's a dotted half G in the upper voice.
Less. Greater.
That less greater is dots 1, 2, 6, 3, 4, 5 in your Braille display. That's the in accord sign, and it's showing, okay, while you're playing that dotted half G,
Quote. Colon.
play these 3/4 notes, D,
Charlie.
C,
Question.
and B.
C.
And that's
W.
exactly what's there. If you have a student or a friend, or you yourself have a Braille display or a note taker that can only read BRF, because our files are .gf format, we can do that now in the file
Alt
menu,
F. File menu.
save as,
Okay.
and this is a little program called Braille View that opens when you click on Braille Editor. And I'm going to call it
E.
Praise.
F. E.
I could call it whatever I like, but I'll just call it Praise for short.
Save as type colon. Combo box.
I tab one, save as type. I'll
Good feel
arrow
like-
over to
Formatted Braille files.
formatted Braille
2
file.
of 3. Enter. 6. Formatted Braille file. Praise.brf.
Now it's praise.brf.
Enter. Praise.brf.
Every time we launch Goodfield, those files get written to an output folder.
Alt F4. Braille destination. Braille editor button.
So,
Alt plus
okay,
B.
our work here in Goodfield's done. I'll press Alt X.
Alt X. Lime.
Brings me back to Lime. Of course, the other nice thing in Lime, once you're done your work, if you press Control P, remember Lime is showing us the print music, so Control P will print it.
Print dialog.
And I
Printer
can
name.
print it on my ink printer, or I can up arrow.
Microsoft Print to PDF.
And there's a Microsoft Print to PDF option on my print list of printers.
Enter. Print to file dialog. Output file name colon edit.
And I can just
Alt plus
call this
P.
one
F.
Praise
Period.
PDF.
F. Blank. Output file name colon edit praise.p. Link. Printing page 1.
Okay, so I can take that praise.pdf and email it to my teacher, attach it to an email, do whatever you like to do with PDFs. Okay, so I hope you've had a little bit of learning here on the Don't Stop the Music latest version. But just to show you one more thing, on my
Folder view
desktop,
list view.
I do have a
C.
shortcut to
Users
the
public
output
documents mute.
folder just to show you there.
3. Praise. BRF.
There's
Check.
praise.brf.
What?
And now you can use Windows to just copy that with Control C.
Copied selection to clipboard.
Open up an email message in Outlook, at least. When you're in the email, press Control V and it will be attached to your email. Same for your praise.pdf if you want to send that to a sighted person. Anyway, that's all for now. Dancingdots.com. There is a contact us link there. If you send that, I will see those and we'd love to hear from you. And don't stop the music. This is Bill McCann signing off.